So this Christmas, it's different this year. Going through a crossroads and realizing that I made many, many mistakes in my life. One thing I do not want is for my children to duplicate the mistakes that I've made. So, um, understanding that our flaws and our transgressions are what make people relate to us. I want to kind of talk to you guys about things that I've learned over time, of course, through trial and error, and then also just by going through things and reading and listening to other people and learning from other people's um, life experiences. So, immaturity, foolishness, all those things are what make us who we are. They're the stepping stones that we have to take to get to um, our true self. Um, I want you guys to recognize what you're going through at the time as necessary steps that takes you to where you need to be ultimately and being who you are intended to be, who God intended you to be. So just wanted to talk to you guys about what I've learned and hopefully pass on some good information. Um, my gift to you. My 10 most important life lessons. Now, like I said, I've made many, many mistakes, learned from them. But some things that I want to um, talk to you about. Number one is when dealing with people, you never want to take no for an answer. Um, that's something that you should practice because it can be very difficult, very uncomfortable having those types of conversations. But understanding that through your persistence with people, 9 times out of 10, if you're polite and you're kind about it, um, you ask questions, you don't demand or accuse and put people on the defensive, but you just pretty much require an explanation as to why they're not giving you what you want. Um, you'll see just how far that'll take you. You know, kill them with kindness. That's what my mom always says. Um, but sounds easier said than done. I get it, but how we do this is, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We need to listen twice as much as we speak. Uh, that takes practice. All right, take it from me. I'm a talker, but at the same time, when I do listen, I listen intently and I listen for the sake of gaining an understanding and a shared understanding. I'm not listening to wait for my turn to give my point. I'm listening to try to really truly understand where the other person is coming from when I do listen. So to be good at not taking no for an answer, you must first be willing to listen twice as much as you're willing to speak. Um, so again, the skill in that is talking without being offensive, um, and then listening without being defensive. That's kind of, you know, 1 and 2, or 1 and 1A as it pertains to never taking no for an answer. You're gonna speak without being offensive. So again, kill them with kindness, but then listen without being defensive. So, um, people say, do you do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So it's like you got to take your pick. And if you're being offensive or defensive in your conversation, you're going to kind of be on one side versus the other. But ultimately, you want to seek for that win win when you're dealing with people. All right, so that's kind of like 1 and 2. Um, The third piece to this, and it's rule number three, or my lesson number three, you always want to leave the other person with their dignity. So when you're dealing with somebody, you don't ever want to put them down within the conversation to the point where they feel less than you. Okay? You don't like that. Nobody likes that. So don't you be the one putting that other person in that situation. Um, if you do, that's personal. People take that personally, and if the intent is to gain a better understanding or get some type of mutual agreement, you're gonna fail at that. So you want to never leave the other person feeling less than, even if it's your enemy, because what that does at that point is it becomes personal, and they try to come back at you. They'll never let you live it down, and that's not your intentions in the first place. So be real cautious of that when dealing with people. All right, always leave them with their dignity. So that's number three. um, the fourth one's pretty cut and dry. Take life seriously, right? Because life is serious. There's gonna be ups and downs, but for the most part, life is real. As you're taking life seriously, try not to take yourself so seriously. And what I mean by that is, you're gonna you're gonna have very many opportunities to where, you know, you can humble yourself. Okay, before life humbles you, because if life humbles you, it comes in the form of humiliation. So before you become humiliated, really step back and be humble as you're going through life, okay? And through the serious times and the tough times in life, try not to take yourself so seriously, okay? And when you think about dealing with people and in relationships, um, no man can judge you, only God can judge you. So whether they are talking you up and telling you how good you are, or whether they're putting you down and telling you how bad you are, it doesn't matter what they say, because only God judges. So don't take them seriously either way. Don't take yourself so seriously, good or bad. Okay? Don't take that so seriously. Just stay humble, stay neutral, right in the middle, okay? And let God be your judge. Speaking of God, one of our greatest sins, in my opinion, and I know for me personally, is being judgmental and having a lack of forgiveness. Karma's real. Okay, what goes around comes around. In your steps in your journey through life, you're gonna come across different types of people, and you're gonna judge. It's only natural to judge. However, in that same vein of being humble and not taking yourself so seriously, don't put yourself so high up on a pedestal to where you think you're better than somebody, to where you're judging them, you know, and then get to the point where if you feel like they don't meet your expectations, or they do something that doesn't sit well with you, that you're so good and you're so high and mighty that you can't forgive them. Okay, because nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if you want, God's grace, and you want um, that forgiveness from your judge, which is God, then you have to be willing to be merciful. Okay? Where there is grace, you've got to show mercy. If you want grace, you have to be able to show mercy. All right? So, again, what goes around comes around, because karma's real. All right? The next one's pretty practical, and a lot of people don't necessarily do it. It's number 6. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay? I know some of you guys heard me say this before. You heard it on TV or whatever in motivational speeches, but it's true. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Get comfortable falling down. Okay? Get comfortable falling down, but get comfortable getting back up too. Loss creates leaders. when you go through something, it builds you up for who you are truly intended to be. Don't see don't see tough times as that's all there are. Tough times are there to make you who you're supposed to be. Tough times are supposed to carve you into that tough person that's going to be able to get through even more tough times. All right. There's always a storm before the rainbow. You know, and remember, everything builds character. So all these negative things, all these tough times, all these bad people that come through your life, you got to realize they're there for a reason. They're there to help you get to where you need to be, because if it don't kill you, it's just gonna make you stronger. All right. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. Get comfortable falling down, and get comfortable getting back up. Okay. Get comfortable with that process. All right. Very, very important, guys. All right. I think I posted this on Facebook and said, hurt people hurt people. So you need to protect your circle. All right. I've always said you are who you hang with. All right. So be real, real careful who you allow to be in your influence of friends. Okay. Do not allow people that are dealing with things that are beyond your realm of understanding to have too much of an influence on your life, because hurt people hurt people. I'm not saying don't allow people, don't be there for people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do not allow what's ailing them and what's burdening them to therefore affect you and influence you in a way that brings you down as well. If you're there and you're their solid rock to pick them up and you're their strength, nothing wrong with that. More power to you, and I hope that it works out for them. However, be really protective and cautious of who you allow in your circle. Okay? You are who you hang with. Okay? Guilty by association. You want to be an athlete, you hang with athletes. You want to be rich, you hang with rich people. You want to be, an alcoholic, hang out with alcoholics. You want to smoke weed, do drugs, hang out with those types of people. Okay? But if you don't, protect your circle. None of this stuff's easy. Okay? None of the stuff I'm talking about is easy. It's going to take some time to get into that groove. But understand, nothing worth having comes easy. Okay? You guys know this. If it's worth it, you got to work for it. Okay? You're going to work hard now, or you're going to work hard later. Okay? I talked to Jace about investing the other day. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But you invest now for the payoff later. All right? But again, you're going to have to work for it. There is no shortcuts in life. Failure, 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 success. It's a stepping stone. Okay? You fail fast, you fail quick, you fail soon, so that you can hurry up and get to your success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process to achieve success. Remember that. You gotta go through it to get to where you need to be. Number 9, this is my favorite one. Don't go through life, you grow through life. Now, everything I've been talking about so far is life lessons that I've picked up along the way in my growth as I've been growing through life. As you fail again, failure is all about learning. Robert Kiyosaki, okay, wrote a book. What is it? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, great book. Hope you guys read it one day. Talking about sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Okay, understand that that's true. Okay, as you grow through life, Everything that you take, you take different losses in life and you go through things in life, you learn from them. And the faster you learn from them, the closer you are to achieving success in whatever it is. Okay? So don't just go through life, you grow through life and you learn from everything because it builds character, it gets you to where you're supposed to be. Okay? Last but not least, it's very, very simple. Invest your money. Okay? Big thing about understanding life and getting to where you want to be. Money's not everything. Money doesn't buy you love or buy you happiness, but it definitely gives you the freedom to seek and get to, a place where you're happy so that you can truly and freely experience love. Okay? That's what money does for you. So to have that financial freedom, you must learn to invest. Okay? Very, very important. Financial freedom comes from investing and understanding, you know, how to build wealth. It is not impossible. And the sooner you start, the sooner you can get to experiencing life and not just existing, but actually living life. Okay? And when I say invest, I'm not just talking money per se. I want you guys to get in the habit of investing in yourself because again, investing is putting something into something now for a payoff later. Okay? So whether you put money into an account now, an investment account now, or a savings bond now and let it accrue interest so that you can get a big payout later, okay, that's one thing for financial investment, but I'm talking about investing in yourself. Okay? Get your education. That costs money, yes, but it also you invest your time, you invest your effort and your energies into understanding a certain craft, a certain skill, a certain philosophy, and getting good at it. Okay? You invest in yourself. Take classes. Don't have to be college classes. It could be a seminar. It could be I don't know, a workshop of some sort to where you are learning something that's going to get you where you want to be. Okay? So invest in yourself, invest your money, gain that financial freedom and the freedom to do and live the life that you want to live. Okay? I love you guys. I love you guys with all my heart, and I hope you guys know that. Those are my top 10 life lessons, and I hope you guys adhere to them and take heed to them and apply them to your life wherever it's necessary, and add to them, okay? School me on a couple things. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.